What's up, everyone? Welcome to another live trading day. My name is Nick, and we are going to try to take some money from them today. Okay, so I have the ES charts up right now. Quick review. Remember, high to low, top to bottom, left to right. That's how we read things, right? That's how we read things in the English language. It's how we're going to read this. We have a big trend. We have a channel. If you've been watching any of my previous videos, you've noticed that I've marked out plenty of previous supports, previous gaps here, this low, gap between this high and this low, gap between this low, this high, and a gap between this low and this low here. I'm sorry, this high and this low, which is a body gap. And then we have a little double bottom here along the EMA and a trend line. And kind of where we're at right now is getting to be in a range. And it's an IOI on the weekly, and on the daily here, let's see what we have. It's an IOO right now. So, potential breakout mode incoming. It's going to be interesting to see if this is going to be a bullish breakout or a bearish breakout. I do think that the odds favor the bulls at least slightly. In my opinion, there's at least a 60% chance that the bulls are going to get a bullish break and a 40% chance that the bears are going to get a bearish break. But you never know. You have to be flexible. Very, very quick review here. Let's go through this quickly. So one day, this is the 1 hour. 1 hour chart looks horrible with these open, high, low, and close lines, or I guess I just have open and close, right? I just have high and low, my bad. It looks a little bit funky, but it's essentially the same thing. I mean, we can see that we're in a range with a slight uptrend, blah, blah, blah. Nothing the daily chart didn't show us. I'm going to go ahead and skip back down to the 5 minute, and let's do a little bit of analysis on the 5 minute. Obviously, we're in a range. This is going to be the top of the range here. This is going to be the previous day's high, so a high or a high 1 did trigger on the daily. I think it was a high 1. I don't think it was a high 2. We did have a high entry trigger on the daily. If we look at the very first bull bar of the day, it's pretty big. Pretty big. First two, pretty big. Okay. How many pushes up do we have? Let's count. So this is, it can kind of get a little bit confusing here, but we can say range. That's kind of still within the range here. Say there's a push up, push down, blah, blah. We have a range here. I'm not really going to draw it out. There's a lot of ways you can draw this, but I don't think that this is as important. We know that it's at the bottom of a bigger range on the daily chart. That's frankly to me more important. And let's see how many breaks we have of this range. We really just have one good push up now. I don't really think of this as a break. In fact, I don't really think this is so minor. I don't really think too much of it. But I do think we have a range, first push up from that range, and this is the beginning of the second leg. So be interesting to see what happens. Now, even though that we are in, breakout mode, primarily on the weekly chart at the moment, it doesn't mean that we're going to break out bullishly. We got to wait to find out. Okay, let's draw some trend lines. Remember, guys, the market is a puzzle. You have all the pieces out in front of you. You just have to put it together. If you take a piece of the puzzle and you put it here, and let's just say maybe I put this trend line here. Well, that trend line doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? Okay, well, the piece doesn't fit. Piece to the puzzle doesn't fit. Try a different spot. Okay, well, the piece to the puzzle, it fits a lot better right there. So I'm just going to kind of keep this trend line in mind. We might get back down to it. It is kind of wide. But we have that one, and we have this one here. It's a little bit steeper. I'm just going to kind of keep them up for now, just to kind of see where we're at. Okay. For the time being, we're just kind of here sitting and waiting, waiting for a good opportunity. Now, we are in a range overall, so I wouldn't really anticipate just a breakout. I wouldn't anticipate a trend from the open, or anything like that right off the bat. I would think that because we're in a range, we're likely going to have some more ranging action, at least at first. So far, we haven't gotten that, but we're only 2 bars into the day. We're about to be 3 bars, right? Yeah. So there's not, nothing is really proven, and we're kind of just sitting here for the time being and waiting to see what can happen. Like always, I am also watching other charts. If you're in their Discord, then you already have a good idea of what we're in, but let's pull some things up. We're in Microsoft. Some of our traders in the Discord have already taken some profits on Microsoft. Do a few things on here. Webull has all these classical patterns, basically like maybe an AI or whatever that tells you what a candlestick pattern is or isn't, where it exists, where it pops up. Find it to be extremely, extremely useless. It's like it'll like point out an inside bar. Be like, well, no, duh. Of course, there's an inside bar there. I mean, I didn't need Webull to tell me that. I'm sorry. Webull, if you're listening, it's really not needed. I think it's kind of ridiculous. Also, can I just put my 20 EMA up there once, Webull? I'm so sick of having to reset my 20 EMA. We are in Microsoft here. Still kind of waiting a little bit on this. Although, no, it's probably just going to be more ranging. Let's take a look at this real fast. I'm not going to take up a lot of time here. Come on now. I don't know if I can get it on the screen. This is a little bit ridiculous. Thank you. Okay. Quick look real quick at some stocks that we're in. We're in a Microsoft. I don't know my exact average, but it's somewhere near the bottom here. Now, we did actually already take partial profits. I haven't personally moved to break even yet, just not the trade, but some of our traders did buy at the bottom of the range and took profits on this big bull day right here. Go ahead and get rid of that. Took profits on this big bull bar here. So some of our traders have already taken half profits here. Do still have quite a while. You see we have a 324 exit. Pretty high probability on this play too. I think it was over 75%. Let's see. Let's look at another one that we're in right now. Here's PGR. Let's see where we're going here. This is what I'm talking about. We don't need this. We don't need this. PGR is on a really nice trend. We did recently just jump in full size on PGR. Nice little 2 legs down. Maybe we'll get a nice bull push here. Let's see what else are we in. I'm gonna have to look at my list real quick. I talk about this in my Discord too. You know, as humans, we can only handle so much. We really, really can. We can only handle so much. American Express here. You know, how many positions can you truly manage at one time? I mean, seriously, how many? How many do you think you can truly manage, truly understand, truly feel comfortable, with managing it? I know for me, that's about 6. about 6 positions at a time is about my maximum. I mean, after that, I'm just like, okay, this is a little bit ridiculous. Like, you know, if you take on too many positions, then you start to not dedicate so much time to them. And sometimes it's okay if you're like an investor and you have other things to do with your life. But if you're a trader and you're just kind of trading relatively short term, then it's something you have to be careful of. American Express, we've kind of begun to range out just a little bit. We got near this measured move gap target, and it was a minor. So, what is that going to be? It's going to be projected this gap here, between here and here, I think. Maybe it was between here and here, or here and here. I'll bet you that was the projection. It was the gap here. If you look at my horizontal line, it's a gap between here, this high and this low, and this high here, projected measured move. I think that is what that line is. So it may be off just a little bit. That's okay. We're waiting to see what will happen in American Express. American Express is the other one that we're in. We are just a little bit negative right now, only about 1%. So really not a big deal. We still got another week or so hold on it. So we're really just chilling, waiting to see what'll happen. For those who want a free play, I'm also looking at Amazon. Amazon's in this tight range. I was kind of hoping to get a little bit lower, but I guess we'll see what will happen here. And I am actually going to give this one out. If you want to look at this recording later today, and you can look at it yourself, but this right here is a $318.45. It's $318.45 trade, 12% stop loss, an 80.8% probability of winning with an average profit of 6.3%. You'll win 11 times in a row, and this trade has never lost twice in a row, and its most recent loss is 2022. So I would say that there is a really high probability of this trade succeeding, especially if we end up being able to break out of this. So that's kind of what I'm watching on my other screen. We're not going to focus on that so much, though. We are, however, going to try to fit this to the screen. Okay. Back to futures. All right, so I mentioned a range at the very beginning, and that's really what we've gotten here. We had two nice bull bars. This one and this one. Got a bear bar, small bull bar, inside bar. I mean, this is just ranging price action here. I'm just ranging at the very beginning. So let's just sit here and let's wait for this range to do its thing. And maybe we'll find an opportunity here soon. It's very possible, too, that there's just going to be an opportunity later in the day. Microsoft is already back up to the top of the range. I do know some of my people in my group are probably going to double tap Microsoft here. That's so awesome. We double tapped Abbott not long ago too. If any of y'all are wondering why there's sometimes silence here, it's because I'm either analyzing something or I am replying to people on the Discord or otherwise giving signals. So if you just give me a second here. I mean, we're still in a range. You're not going to miss anything. We're still in a range. Just chilling. Okay, gotta love it. So quick story of Microsoft here. Wish it was a little bit easier to share this. I'm gonna upgrade a bunch of things here soon anyway. Make this a little bit more efficient. Not that that may not really make a difference. I mean, computers are computers, man. They'll do what they want to do. Have you never seen Terminator? Computers are computers, man. They're gonna do what they want to do. Okay. Oh my god. Here's what I'm gonna do. We're just gonna kind of do a quick look over. So I called out Microsoft on this bar right here actually. So we took a position, and then we came up here, and I didn't personally, but some of the people in the Discord took half profits here, and then bought more on this bar here, and then now we're taking half profits again at the top of the range. So a nice little double tap there. Nice little double tap. I'd also like to, when I was talking about Abbott here, where were we on Abbott? We had a call option in here. We had a call option in here that did pretty well. We also had shares. And we have this big gap down here, just kind of out of nowhere. Real climactic, right? It's really, really good. We got out on this bear bar, I think. I think it was this bear bar that we got. So, didn't make a whole lot in shares, but call options did really good. They did well here. They did well here. Now we're kind of back into this area right now. So that was a recent little double tap that we got. What are some other ones I called out recently? Triple M. We took this Triple M play. Boy, are you happy. We first called Triple M out on this doji bar here. And look at how this thing has run. This had an over 80% probability of winning. We have this big gap up. Very, very nice play. Very, very nice play. But that's what I meant when I was talking about double tapping something. still in this ranging action. Still ranging. I'm really not interested in trading this right now. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I know that sometimes, you might sit here and be like, oh my god, Nick, it's like Nick doesn't take a trade. Well, first off, I'm always in something. You don't talk a whole lot about my Discord, but I'm always in something in the Discord or something like that. But you got to be real patient when you're day trading. Like, it's one thing to buy into the middle of a range if you're swing trading. I mean, you can do it when you're day trading too. But it's a little bit less stressing when you're like, okay, I'm going to hold this position for probably 2 or 3 weeks. If I buy in the middle of a range, if I'm smart, I'll only trade half size or maybe even smaller. Maybe you just trade one contract, one share, one whatever, and then you look to add on as the price goes in your favor, or against you to get out. But it's one thing to do that, and knowing that you're going to have hours and hours and hours of time to sit here and think about your decisions. And here in day trading, you don't have that. You have to be reactionary. You have to be able to just go with the flow immediately. You have to know what's happening immediately. You have to be able to execute without hesitation. And there's always unknowns in the market. Like, a lot of non-traders, they really don't understand like how much pressure you can be under. You're dealing with thousands and thousands of dollars, and you already feel pressured, you feel anxious, and maybe you didn't sleep well last night. Maybe there's something else in the world that's bothering you, and you're expected to make sound financial decisions despite all the negative things that happened recently or have happened or might happen, despite any of your worries or anxieties. If you're sleepy, if you're too energetic, if you have to be able to make good financial decisions no matter what. So it can be really tough, really tough. We do have a leg down here. Maybe if we got something like leg, break, leg, it would be a high 2 setup on a 5, and that might be something interesting to consider taking. I do have a 2,000 tick up as well. I've been trading the 5 more and more. I've been studying a lot more of Val Brooks, and when it comes to like actually seeing bar patterns, I feel like I see them better on the 5 minute. But it's also really hard to deny the very limited risk that the 2,000 tick gives you. So I will use both. I'll continue to use both. Have this range, and we have just this a little bit of extra selling pressure coming down. Have like 1, 2, 3, small 3. Maybe you could think of this as a wedge. Maybe, I don't know. Also, maybe just think of it as a tight channel. Might be 1, 2, 3 with a double bottom here, or slight liquidity and pushing up. I don't know. I have no idea. It might just be a tight bear channel. Either way, we're sitting here, we're waiting, we're watching. The only thing I don't really like about the Microsoft trade is, there's just not enough profit in it at the moment, unfortunately, to actually look to move to break even. It's not enough room, I mean, we're still in a range. Why would I want to take half profits in a range and then move to break even? I mean, I get that. I guess there's sometimes when you might want to do that, but I just don't see the point, because I know the probabilities, right? What is the probabilities? Let's check that out real quick. And go back in the Discord. Those are the new ones. Last week's. I think it was last week, yeah. So, yeah, basically what we have is 71% probability of winning here on Microsoft. Average profit of 4.81%. Relatively high probability of winning too. So, it's just hard to deny that, especially since we haven't quite technically gotten to the average profit. Not quite. Generally, I like to, once we hit the average profit, I'll take half profits and move to break even. Let the rest of it ride out, but, I'm also willing to buy more if I think it's a good trade, and I think it could be. PGR is another one we're in. That's got a 76% probability of winning. Oh man, so now we're getting a lot of bear bars in this pullback. Now, I think that we're still in a range overall, but I mean, you gotta look at this, right? I mean, kind of have to imagine probabilities. So we have the open, we have a bull bar, and two decent bull bars right out of the open. But then it's followed by a large bear bar, makes this bull bar climactic. This bear bar is climactic too, so that could be the bottom of the range. Then you have 1, 2, 3 bear bars in a row. But these bear bars, they don't have just a whole lot of strength to them. This one closed as a large doji. This is a smaller doji. This one closed near its low. Some buyers at the 20 EMA. There is still a gap between this high and this low. Let's see, this high and this low shouldn't be one, right? Because not between that high and that low, because we have this bull bar here. Or at least it's not between this high and this low, because it's a bull bar, so it filled, so gap down, pushed up, gapped back down. Should we take a bull signal bar off the 20 EMA? Should we do it? Should we do it, guys? Micro double bottom. Second entry, not a bad signal there on a 2000 tick. I think I'd be willing to take this. It's really, really small risk here. Really, really small risk. Damn it. Let's see if I can get it. Let's see if I can get it. Okay, I'm definitely in here early. There's no doubt about that. Definitely in here early. I have a relatively small stop. Could be a little bit better. Now, just trading the 5-minute, you probably just want to wait for a signal bar, really. Okay, nothing left to do but sit and wait. This could also be a bull bar, and then I just get stopped out. Who knows what'll happen, right? We're up almost 2 points. Should I take profits? Should I take profits here? Look, I understand that people want to scalp. There's nothing wrong with scalping. Like, there's people out in this world who are shockingly good scalpers. But I don't know. I've done the whole scalping thing before, and it's just not really useful to me. Really good signal bar for the bulls. It's still an inside bar. It's not an outside bar, so it's a good signal bar. But I need it to go one tick above this previous high for it to actually get triggered, and we have a small gap in here which has already been filled. So, maybe I'll just be a loser here. If I am, that's okay. So if you're trading the 5-minute, what you really want to see is something that goes one tick above this high here. Otherwise, I mean, we're still kind of in a range. I was just hoping that maybe this would be the bottom, because there's buyers here. There's obviously some buyers at this 20 EMA. And if we look at this 2000 tick, we have this micro double bottom with a pretty good signal bar. So I was willing to take a small risk for a potentially big reward right at the open. I have no idea what will happen here. Maybe we'll win, maybe we'll lose. I don't know. But this is just something, sometimes you just have to take these trades no matter what the outcome is. My risk is small, my reward is good. There's relative reason here. See if this bar, hopefully it'll get bought up and we'll go one tick above this bull bar and it'll trigger bull entries. Let's see. Okay, I mean, some stop orders are filled now. How many do we, I don't know, how many can we get here? Let's see. Potentially 8. Now you got to keep in mind, we're still technically in a range here. Still technically in a range, okay? We could have a bull bar here. We could have a magnificent bull bar. Looks so beautiful. And we could just be followed by a bear bar. You never know. You never know what can happen. Don't get too greedy. Don't get too cocky as a trader too. I promise you, the dude who was just born to be a billionaire trader doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. Be humble. You're just some dude. You're just some dude. I'm just some dude here trading. I have no idea what I'm doing. If you have that mindset, then, you know, you're going to be able to control your emotions a lot more. I can feel really, really happy right now that I'm up, probably over $1,000. I don't know how much exactly. Maybe over $1,000 right now. And yeah, I mean, it feels really, really good. But at the same time, you're what you do when you're positive is also what you're going to do when you're negative. And if we start to get cocky, then the losses are going to be worse. And whenever we do lose, and if we celebrate too much when we do win, then well, you just start to get cocky. You start to feel like you're invincible. The market doesn't care. The market doesn't care about you. The market doesn't care what your situation is. It doesn't care that you need the money. Market doesn't care. And if you need the money, if you feel like you need the money, you probably shouldn't be trading. Desperate people don't make money in the market. Tiny gap. Tiny, tiny gap. Quickly filled here. Gap filled. Oh, this is pretty low in the range. If this is a range, I am going to move to break even. Haha, we were just talking about moving to break even in ranges. So I have no risk here. I have no idea if I'll profit, but I have no risk. Notice too, I'm normally putting my take profit at the bodies. I'm not doing that today. It's a little bit crazy. I know. It's a little bit wild. I am kind of tempted just to move my stop just below this bar here. Maybe I will. I just won't let it go negative. Oh, I don't think it's going to matter. It doesn't make a difference. Come on, one more tick. One more tick. It's being a tease, guys. It's being such a tease.
Target filled.
Thank you. It took long enough, didn't it? Took long enough. Oh, yawn. Just a quick $1,600 at the open. Remember, guys, we're in a range. We're in a range. You have to see the range. What is the chances that this thing is just going to shoot right up from the open? It's really small. Really, really small. I mean, look at this. Think about what the daily chart looks like and just ignore this. But look at the daily chart. It's ranging action here. Maybe get rid of some of these lines here. Get rid of this line. Get rid of this line. You're going to mess me up on the 5, but look at this, guys. It's a range. It's a range here, okay? We're not just going to go... I mean, maybe we'll break the range, but what are the chances that we're just going to go straight up from the very first bar? What are the chances we're going to go straight up? People see the market going up. Oh my God, I have to buy. Oh my God, I need to buy this now. I need to buy right now. But you don't need to buy right now. Be patient. There's an opportunity to make money on almost every bar, no matter how you manage it. Bears made money here. Bears who sold here made money. Look at this. I'm going to show you this. If you're a bear and you sold here, can you make money? Of course you can. You can at least get out break even, if nothing else. Let's just say you're a bear, you sold here. Maybe you sold below this bar. Maybe you sold under this bear bar here. 1, 2 legs down. Okay. You don't have a stop loss, so maybe you go negative. You see this open here. You see this big bear bar, so you sell more. And then where does your average go? It goes, what, about somewhere in here, I think. I'll put up the horizontal line. So if you sold here and you sold here, your average is probably somewhere in here. You can make money. You can also get out break even here. You can do either one. Either one. So, you know, there are some really, really talented and skilled traders out there who, you know, they can make money selling in a bull trend, or at least in bull movement. Maybe not in a true bull trend, but you know, if you have a big enough account, you trade small enough, you scale in, it almost doesn't make a difference. I mean, you can just be a S&P bear. How can you be an S&P bear and make money in a bull year? Well, if you're really smart, you have a big enough account, and you trade small enough, you can do it. You can do it. And look at this. It looks like we're still in this range. Still in this range. So, if you want to know how to make $1,600 in less than 40 minutes, then, well, I don't know. Just do what I did. Whatever that was, do it. And drink tea in the mornings. People who drink tea in the mornings are 5 times more likely to win in the market. It's just a fact, man. Okay, so we're just kind of sitting here and waiting now. I'm really not interested in getting back in. I'm not interested in going short here. I'm not interested in doing any of that. We're just sitting on our wins. Up a quick 8 points right off the bat. We're just chilling here, guys. Maybe we'll look at some stock plays now. You want to look at some stocks? Oh, man. American Express. Once again, kind of ranging, right? Top of range, bottom of range. I mean, I really shouldn't have to draw it out. I think you can see it. Microsoft. Let's see where we're at here. Microsoft doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. I am really happy about, you know, some of these traders. Like I said, I didn't personally do it. My average is still somewhere down in here. I'm not quite sure where. But, you know, some of these traders literally bought on this bar, sold on this bar, and then, you know, bought again here, and then took small profits again. I mean, some of these people that did this in the group, I mean, they've already taken full-size profits on Microsoft with almost no movement. It makes me super happy, to be honest. Super, super happy. What else are we in? Most hopeful over PGR. See if we can't break out here. I really want it to break into a new high and have a pretty strong break. We have a double top and a double bottom. Really a triple. 1, 2, 3. We pushed above. So bears had this double top, and they never triggered stop market orders. They never triggered. I mean, I don't actually think that many bulls have their stop losses here, but if any bulls did have stop losses there, they weren't triggered. Maybe bears would have some bears would have a stop loss there. Not very many. Most of them are just going to be above here. We could also maybe look at, it's kind of hard to say. Maybe we looked at this high, maybe we look at this high and this low. We see that there's a body gap. There's not airspace, but there is a body gap. So maybe it's going to help it be strong enough to push on up. Now I do have these red lines here. minor measured move gap, major measured move gap. I think the major, if I remember correctly, is based off of this gap. So between this gap and this high is the major, I believe, and the minor. I'm not sure what the minor is. Maybe this gap to here, or maybe a gap in here. Well, it's probably not a gap between here and here projected up. Oh, actually, it might be. It's probably what it is. Gap between this high and this low. Projected measured move up puts it about there. So didn't really see any profit taking. I mean, we kind of entered a minor range, whatever. Up quick $1,600 for futures. I don't know how much I'm up in stocks. And we're just waiting here, really. Just waiting. Just chilling. Just waiting. If you're interested in joining the Discord, I'll post the link down at the bottom. We are absolutely killing it there. In fact, so I did a recent review of our past trades on the Discord. So I started the Discord in November of last year, and we've only lost, it's almost the end of March, guys. Almost 5 months in. You know, we've only lost like 2 trades in 5 months. I mean, I don't know, man. That's pretty much killing it right there. I should go through, I'll try to go through maybe next time, and I'll try to look at every single individual winner, every single individual loser, which, like I said, is only like 2 of them. But that'll give you an actual win rate, but I don't know. It's really high. It's probably 80 or 90% win rate. Win rate's not everything. A lot of people, you know, because I do coaching too, and I absolutely love helping people achieve their goals in trading and whatnot. And I have a lot of people that come up to me and they say, "Oh, Nick, what's your win rate?" I don't always know, to be honest with you. I mean, I can kind of guess, but you know, what if I told you that you could be right 40% of the time and still make money? Well, if you have a 2-to-1 traders ratio, then yeah, you'd only need a 40% win rate to make money. I heard of a trading firm in South Africa that, you know, this trading isn't really for everyone, but they analyzed their win rate over the course of a year, and it was something like 22%. And guess what? These guys made money. It's like, how can you make money with a 22% win rate? That's a little bit ridiculous. Well, they had a really, really tight stop loss, and they had a really, really big take profit. And let me tell you, obviously, they didn't win very many trades, but they didn't need to either. It didn't make a difference. It doesn't matter. Win rate is not everything. I'm just going to let this push up. This isn't showing a whole lot of strength here. Not yet, at least. I'm still just waiting. Still just waiting. But if you want to have personal one-on-one trading lessons with me, put the link in the description. My link's in the bio no matter what. So if you're ever confused, just look up my page. Link's in there. But I do have one-on-one trading sessions that I love doing with people. I have people that have been with me for many years now. many years. I guess I've been doing the actual teaching for about 2 years. I have some people that have been with me for right about 2 years now. It's really great. I've had a lot of success. I've seen people pass their accounts, pass their prop accounts. I've seen investors come back to me 2 years later, happy with the portfolio I drew out for them. It's good to see. If you're interested in joining the Discord group, I'm also going to post the link in the description here. Learn to trade with us. Know a trade's probability before it even happens. In fact, you know what? I'll go ahead. I'm trying to find some ways too, just to kind of demonstrate it a little bit better. If you're someone who's actually like, I don't know, who's like still here 50 minutes into this video, check this out. This is kind of what I have. A little welcome, terms, blah blah blah. No one cares about that. Everything's divided. Futures and ETF signals. This is where I post, where I enter and exit. Stock market signals I post here when I enter and exit here. Weekly watch list. You can see some of the older weekly watch lists that we have. I have redone it some, but we go over both price action analysis as well as historical analysis. So things like PGR, going long, 315, 329, 12% stop loss, 76.3% probability, average profit of 5.13%, blah, 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 blah. Bunch of consecutive wins, tiny consecutive losses, most recent loss. This all helps us to make informed decisions. I mean, technically speaking, if you really never wanted to look at a chart ever, you could literally trade off of this. Literally trade off of that and make money. But I also have just a little general announcements. A chat group for people to talk. And this is where we post all of our profits. Looks like Do is one of the guys who took profits in Microsoft, took half profits at the top of the range, and I know that he bought back lower and probably took profits again just now. So he's already had a full-size winner in Microsoft, and he's still in the trade. So this is a Ride IPO that I caught. Nice little day trade there. 35% option trade in Triple Q. One of our Abbott plays. Here's a 2%, a 6%, a 3%, a 7%. So lots and lots of gains. Post it every week. 18% in Caterpillar. So we post this every single week. There's a lot here. We also have brand new to the group investor signals, and these are trades that last 3 months or longer. So if you wanted to hold for 3 months or more, absolutely do that. You held Amazon 315 to 715 with no stop loss. You have an 81.5% probability of winning. This is your average profit, your average loss, same exact scenario here. So lots and lots and lots of options for people who want to join this Discord. I also have a free one where, literally anybody who works with me, you can just have one lesson with me if that's what you want, but it's free lifetime access after that. And I post a weekly trade review for the ES. I unfortunately was not able to this week, just because, I was actually designing a portfolio for someone, so it just took up too much of my time. I'm just one guy. I can only examine so much, Brain only works so much for so long. You gotta know your limitations. Anyway, guys, if you're interested in those things, feel free to sign up. What to anticipate for the rest of today? Let's go over that real quick before signing off. I don't really see another trade incoming here. So far, it's turning out to be a pretty good bull day. Bulls need what bulls need is they need this bull bar to close above all of these highs into all-time highs, and then we need follow through from it. If this does have a really strong close, there'll probably be follow through. If it doesn't, then maybe we're still in a range. So watch this key level, watch these all-time highs, very, very key level. Just watch how the price reacts there, because this could end up being a big trend day. We could have a big bull day. Maybe we close at 53. Who knows, right? Who knows? 5,300. Maybe we don't. You never know. But be aware of that. This might be a trend day, but you know, just because you're expecting a breakout doesn't mean that you're not in a range. So keep that in mind too. Yeah, we're expecting a breakout, but we're still in a range. So keep that in mind. Okay, guys, I hope you all have a great week trading. Best of luck to everyone. Feel free to message me however you feel fit. You can email me. I think my email is on the YouTube. You can message me on Fiverr. Any of those be really, really good options. And best of luck trading to everyone.